Well, that was a good old ass whooping, wasn't it? That was a good old ass whooping. I mean, um, once they got out of that third, the got into the third quarter, and we probably got maybe like three possessions in, they just threw the towel in. But let's talk about some stuff tonight. Our defense just got collapsed left, right, and center. Over and over and over again. Our defense just got annihilated, got collapsed tonight. So that was pretty much it. And um, I don't think we're the type of team that is just going to say outscore you. You know what I'm saying? We're not the type of downhill team to just outscore you. I think we got to get stops. And if we don't get stops, we're just not going to be a good basketball team because we're just not like the rest of the league that is just going to run downhill stuff and all that, right? So, um, I didn't see any type of force on defense, no defense to offense, none of that was happening, right? And we just got our asses kicked, right? So they just got to figure out better process on defense against these teams. Um, and OKC, the younger team, and they just played with way more force tonight. Um, but they got to figure out like what they're going to do with some of these lineups, right? So, the starting lineup, I wouldn't do anything drastic. I would just, this is just a ass whooping, just a straight ass whooping. Steph, first game back, I think he missed like 3 games. Um, I think he even rushed back too. You know what I'm saying? Didn't even look right to me. So Steph didn't look great. Um, Nobody looked great tonight. Jimmy Butler, JK started off all right. But there just wasn't enough defensive force, right? So they have to figure out what they're going to do defensively. Just not enough force tonight. Um, there were way too many open threes tonight. I felt like they just collapsed the defense over and over again. And they have to figure out what they're going to do defensively. I mean, you cannot just have, I was looking at the stats tonight, and, in the first half, right, OKC was 53% from three, 52% from two, just no force. 11 from the line. Overall, in the first half, they were 22 or 42. We were 15 or 37. So, they shot 52%, we shot 42%. Um, they won the possession battle. Um, all of that, right? The biggest lead, 23-2, that was in the first half. Points off turnovers. We didn't get any of that stuff going, right? Like the passing stuff, we usually kill teams with assist points. They had 29 assists, we had 23, just not good enough, and they just dominated us in probably all aspects. The third quarter is kind of where things just went crazy. Again, they made 5 threes, we made 3, and they just kept on getting to the basket. There was just no force whatsoever. 10 free throws shot in that quarter, but really wasn't, anything different. But in the first half, they had like 16 points off turnovers. I don't really think we did a great job of taking care of the ball tonight. You know, let me see how many fast break points they had tonight. Yeah, so the fast break points, not really that, but it's them 3-point shots, man. I mean, it's just you saw how the defense collapsed tonight, and it was just shot after shot after shot after shot over and over again, where the defense collapsed and they just got a bunch of wide open shots, right? So you know, it is what it is. But we do play tomorrow night, so early in that third quarter, you just saw where Steve just kind of threw in the towel because we have a game tomorrow. So um, let me see what the team looks like tomorrow. and how they bounce back because, this was a poor effort tonight. Not a poor effort. I just think it was just bad process. They just shot our faces off. I thought we actually came in with good effort, but boy, were they making every shot, man. You know, and we had some bad turnovers. Holy shit. We had 21 turnovers. Jesus Christ. Yeah, we didn't take care of the ball, man. 11 turnovers in the first half. In the third, we had 7 turnovers in that third. 7 turnovers. And he had 11 points. Yeah, that's a ball game right there, man. So while they probably tried to make a run, there was just no run being made. I mean, when you don't take care of the ball and you just have turnover after turnover after turnover, I mean, but the end, it's funny, like the end of that first quarter, I don't like how they finished that quarter. You know, we had like a deadly, deadly possession, right? Or a deadly sequence where Moses Moody made a three. It got called back subsequently, but Moses Moody was there, right? He makes the shot, and then Steph goes and he fouls for from 3 free throws, right? So Moses Moody's basket gets brought back. And then after that, uh Steph fouls on that 3-point shot, right? So he steps on his foot. So Steph just didn't look sharp today, Like it's not a lot of times I come up here and I tell you like Steph just didn't look sharp. Didn't look sharp at all tonight. Usually with OKC, you know, what I watch at OKC is that, we typically get movement from Steph. We get Steph movement. And we just didn't get a lot of that tonight. There just wasn't a lot of, gravity stuff from Steph tonight. Usually, I'll sit here and I'll tell you, like, oh, Steph got this and he got this going, but he didn't score the ball. You know what I'm saying? But I didn't see a lot of playmaking, secondary playmaking happening, right? So I think there was one time up top, they trapped Steph and, Draymond was in kind of like the corner, and then they did that relay pass, right? So that was like the only time where I saw like any type of creation. If Steph is not going to, or if the team and Steph is not going to create from Steph's gravity, they're not going to do all that well. And I didn't see a whole lot of playmaking tonight out of like the Steph secondary actions. So that was mildly disappointing. So we'll see how it goes next game. Them turnovers were a killer, bro. Absolute killer. Nerdy, Jan, what's going on, man? Nobody wants to join today because we got our asses kicked, but that's fine. I'll be up here regardless.
Yeah, what's up, Mark? You alright?
What's good?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I think the game pretty much went as everyone thought it was gonna was gonna go. I don't think everyone expected us to um put up a fight with the OKC today. So yeah, I think you just have to keep. I, I think I was listening to something on the broadcast and they were saying something like the schedule doesn't get much better until like December. So I think we're gonna have keep having the same conversations over and over and again till December period where we might have a bit of a light schedule, but because the same issues are still gonna keep going on. I think we've already talked about this a couple of times already. Okay, the same problems keep coming up. Aside from everything Steph and all those things did, I think the major problem is just the defense. It's so clear now. It's so clear. I don't know if it's effort. I don't know if it's rotations. I don't know if it's lineups. The defense is not just working, and it's not just one player. We cannot blame it on just one player. The defense is just not good enough, and it feeds into our offense as well. Because I mean, if you're struggling to keep the ball out of the basket, there's 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 going to be a problem in getting into the rhythm offensively. So I think that's what we need to address first. We need to build a very solid defensive shape first before anything else. The offense will always sort itself out. We have Steph, but we need to build a solid defensive shape. And I'm scared we don't have the roster to do that. But let's see how it goes. Let's see how it goes.
Yeah, bro. Bro. You know, I like how Quentin Post has been playing lately, and I'm not blaming Post or anything like that. He's actually, I think he's kind of one of the bright spots this season, last season. But that's kind of the problem with bigs. You know what I'm saying? Like bigs, you, like we're not a drop coverage team. You know what I'm saying? And they got to play him in drop because he's a big, right? But they got to figure out what the dynamic is going to be. With Quentin Post, Draymond on both ends, right? So on defense, Quentin Post is out there and he can roam and he can do all of that stuff, right? Right? He can allow Draymond to roam. And then on offense, he stretches the court. Draymond can play make and it just pulls that big out and it provides more space. But tonight, it was just way too many drive and kick. And you see teams like OKC, you have to not hope they miss, you have to force them to miss. And I didn't see any type of force you know, um, in terms of anything like that, right? Like last year when we played them really well last year. And the reason why we played them well last year is because, we had Andrew Wiggins out there. And you could just put Andrew Wiggins on Shea. He's fighting over the screen, he's doing all of that stuff. We don't really have a guy like that. That is just agile enough because Shea is an agile kind of scorer. You know what I'm saying? Like he's slippery. You know what I'm saying? It's not like he's going to overpower you, right? Like he's a legit 3 level scorer. Like he's getting it in the mid range, he's getting it at the bucket, and he's like north to south, left to right, east to west, all that type of shit. Like he's slithery. You know what I'm saying? So a guy like that, you need to put length and agility on him. You know what I'm saying? And you know that is a problematic guard, dude to guard. You know what I'm saying? So you need somebody super agile to put on somebody like him. So I've noticed in the past when you put wigs on him, he's not shutting him down because Shea is a dude that he's averaging 30, but you need somebody out there that can legit like bother him. You know what I'm saying? You can just put him out there and know like when you put him out there, he's just going to cause problems. Like not stop him, but just make it harder. And then, those passing lanes aren't so clean. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of what I was seeing tonight. It wasn't his passing lanes were clean. I think, bro, I think he had like how many assists did he have tonight? Bro, he had 11 assists.
12.
So if he is
I
getting
think 12.
28
Yeah.
points and 11 assists, that is just a complete teardown of our defense. He shot 9 of 19. He got to the line 8 times. He only took six threes, right? But if you're going to just continually, if you're going to get 28 and 11, right? Like, and he did it in under 30 minutes, right? So he's just getting whatever he wants. So, I mean, you got to take something away. And that's what I didn't see tonight. They didn't take something away from him. He was scoring and he was setting people up. And when you do both, you're dead. You know what I'm saying? And with other great players, like there's something that they're going to take away. And it's almost like we came in and we didn't have a plan in terms of what we wanted to take away. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure the next time they play them, they'll make that adjustment. But, bro, everybody was hitting shots tonight, man. Left, right, and center. I mean, Shea, 3 of 6 from three. Chet, 2 of 2 from three. Jalen Williams, 2 of 5. AJ Mitchell, 2 of 4. Caruso, 2 of 3. So everybody was hitting shots tonight. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah Joe, 3 of 9. He's their sniper. He probably shot the worst. Everybody hit shots tonight, right? So if that's gonna happen, you ain't gonna win that game. On point blank simple. So
Yeah,
it is what it is.
but that's
Okay.
because
Yeah,
of
you say.
the lack of perimeter defense. We don't have nobody that can guard that that
Mhm.
POA. So and you're playing three guards lineup every time. It's easy for Shea to in front of pads. It's easy for Shea in front of Body Hill. He's gonna pass them every time. And now when he's passing them, you forced to cover for them, and then it's easy to kick out the corner or anywhere. So they're getting rhythm shots every time. Of course, they're gonna make two of three, two of four, two of five, because you have a coach that keeps on playing three guards lineup for the sake of spacing on offense. We don't need that. We don't need that spacing on offense
Sorry, Yan.
if we're not
Which
gonna
Guys,
three
defend.
I'm
guard lineup did
just
you see today?
cringing hearing y'all talk about spacing. Spacing doesn't mean shit when Stephen Curry ain't on the floor.
What did I say about spacing?
Yeah, sorry, Yan. Which three guard lineup did you see in the first half?
The first half, Moody,
Yeah,
Pat, and Steph, they played together. And
I mean,
sometimes it was Moody, Pat, and Richards.
Moody doesn't play like a guard.
He's a
So what
guard, bro.
exactly are you referring
Stop.
to?
He's a guard. Moody is a guard.
No, no, no,
He's a
no.
guard.
He doesn't
I
even
don't
use
care
Moody
how
as a
he
guard
plays.
anymore.
He's a guard. He's a
How is
guard.
he doesn't
He's small. He's a guard.
Moody doesn't play as a
You're
guard
playing
anymore,
three
man.
people that are
You need
small
to let that
against
go.
a big lineup. Stop, bro. We need to stop making those excuses. Moody is a
How
guard.
is Moody a guard?
Come on, bro.
How is
Moody is
Moody
a
a guard?
shooting guard. Yes, he can defend a little bit better than Buddy Hield and Pads, but he's a guard.
He plays three on
He's
the
a
team whenever he
guard,
starts.
bro.
So what do you mean?
Because of Steve Kerr. Steve Kerr
So
is not smart enough to
should I
play
call
in
Jimmy
his
a
right
guard as well?
position. He's a shooting guard.
Should I
He's
call
not
Jimmy a
supposed to
guard as
play at
well?
the
Should I call
three.
Jimmy a guard as
He's
well?
small for to play at three. That's the problem.
How is this small to play at the three? How is Moody small? Moody is 6'6". How is this small to play at the three? What are you talking
In
about?
today's game, people that play at the three are like 6'7", 6'8", athletic.
On which team?
You
Man?
can't
On which
force
team?
people that are small to play at the position that is not supposed
Yan.
to be for them.
I think the problem is that you're fixated on this
Every
narrative.
time someone is trying to
Yan,
blame Steve Kerr for those three guards lineup,
I'm
you
not.
want to give
I'm not.
excuses.
No, 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 no,
Moody is
no, no,
not
no,
a
no, no,
three.
no.
Moody's not supposed to play a
Relax,
three.
relax,
In no
relax,
NBA
relax. You.
team, Moody will play a three, except from the
What do
Warriors.
you mean? What do you mean? Moody will not play a
Moody will
three
not
on
play
the
a three
OKC.
in
Moody is going to
no
play a
other
three.
NBA teams besides the Warriors.
What? I don't understand what you're
I'm
talking about.
saying Moody is not
Who played the
supposed to
three for the
play at
who
the
played three
three.
for OKC
He's
today?
a shooting guard
Who played OK?
normally.
Who played three? Who played three for OKC today?
I don't know who.
Casey Wallace. Casey Wallace is 6'4". He played the three for OKC today. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? What do you mean Moody cannot play the
They
three
have a
for?
bigger lineup. So when you have a bigger, they don't play they
Bro.
don't play three small guards at the same time. They don't do it.
They played Shea, AJ Mitchell, and Casey Wallace. That's like literally the same three guard lineup you're talking about. That's literally the same three guard lineup. What are you talking about? See, the problem is that you're fixated on this three guard lineup narrative. That's not the problem. You need to understand
So
that's not the
what is the
problem.
problem?
I mean,
Why
we're
is the
arguing
defense
about
so bad?
irrelevant things. The thing is, we have no one that can stay in front of their guys. It's
So
not even
when
if
you're
when we play
playing pads
wings,
and
even
body
when we
healed,
play
you know that,
wings.
right? You know that they can't stay in front of people.
See,
So why are you playing them at the same time?
even when Pods and Body were off the floor, even when it was Jimmy, even when it was Kaminga, these guys were not staying in front of their man. That's the problem I keep having with you guys. You guys are fixated on this three guy lineup. Even when Jimmy was on the court, he was getting blown by AJ Mitchell. Jimmy could not stay in front of AJ Mitchell, for God's sake. What are we talking about? Steph, how many times was Steph blown by today? This is not about the three guy lineup or anything. We just don't have the personnel to stay in front of these guys. It's not just about Potts or Podjenski or Body Hill. Even JK was struggling to fight
So
over
what
screens
is the
today.
solution?
I keep
Should we
telling
make some
you.
trades?
I think it's I don't know. I don't even
So
think a
what
trade can save this thing.
give me
I
something. You're
think
just talking, you're not giving me
no.
anything.
What
What
I
can we
say what
do
I think
to make this thing better?
I think the only solution now at this point is just to change the defensive scheme. I've
By
said this
doing
several
what?
times.
What can we do?
Everything. Just switch
Because
everything. Just switch
what you're
everything.
saying now is that we don't have anybody that can defend, right? So what can we do? What is the change of style of defense that you're looking for? What is
That's
that?
what I'm saying. You're not listening. That's what I'm saying. Either you switch the defensive scheme and just switch everything, or you throw a bit of zone in there just to at least try and throw some of these players off their game. Or one thing as well, the guys need to do better on defense. I think it's largely is majorly just it's efforts. Guys are not rotating well enough. I'm seeing Jimmy just ball watching, as a help side defense. I don't. It's not just
So
personnel
what
at
you're
this
saying
point.
is, if we
Honestly,
switch
we need
everything, the
to.
defense will be better.
I'm not. No, no, no. That's what I'm saying. This roster is not good enough to be a top five
So you
defense. We
asking
can
for
manage to be a
trades?
mid.
You want some trades? Is that what you're
You're
saying?
not listening to me, man. You're not listening to me. This roster, we can, if you change your defensive scheme, at least to some extent, you can have an average defense. You can survive with an average defense for as long as you can. But at the moment, we are not. We are a bottom five defense at this point. So all we need to do is, one, the guys have to play better. That's the first thing. First,
Yeah,
the guys have to do more effort. Switch. You guys have to switch. If you see, the thing is, if it's fine if you get blown by, but you have to rotate. Guys don't, once somebody gets blown by, the guys are just slow to rotate, or it's either they overhelp or they don't rotate at all. There's no in between
bro.
with the Warriors. It's either they don't rotate or they just
I'm gonna be
overhelp.
dead
There's
honest
no
with you,
in
bro.
between.
Like just the overall pop, you know what I'm saying? Like OKC popped, right? Like they got all these guys, they're athletic. You know what I'm saying? So, it's funny because, and I'm gonna say this and people are gonna get pissed off.
But Uncle, I think we have athletes as well, but these athletes are
Hold
struggling.
on.
That's the problem. I mean,
Brother,
KK was
we have
Bro,
struggling today.
an athlete.
all right. Let me be dead ass honest with you, right? We played a game against this team last year, right? And we had more athletes on the court last year than we did now. You know what I'm saying? I felt like we downsized with the overall athleticism, but we got more heady. We got more strategic, and we gained, like, better execution when Jimmy Butler got here, right? He plays like a certain style. But you see, like, the moving left to right, north to south. I feel like the team last year, before the trade, before the injuries and all of that, I felt like that team just had more pop defensively. That was a pretty good defensive team earlier on, until we started to fuck around and things went off the rails, right? So, um, I still think like a lot of this is fixable and all of that stuff, right? Um, but we were just watching a team that just jumped all over us tonight on athletically. You know what I'm saying? You could see like the athletic difference tonight and what they were doing, and the targeting and all of that stuff. We just didn't play with force tonight. So we'll kind of figure it out. But I'll be curious to hear what Steve Kerr said, about what was happening tonight.
You should know by now. I didn't have the guys ready. That's literally what I was gonna say. I didn't have the guys ready today. He already has that already saved up somewhere. I didn't have the guys ready. We're gonna go again tomorrow. I don't think Draymond Green is gonna play tomorrow. Blah blah blah. It's the same thing. It's gonna say, you're gonna come out and say, "Oh, everyone is banged up."